On today's video, we have Lost Kingdom 35's Kingsland as it opened up. We followed along with Kingdom 279 in green as they started off a bit on the wrong foot due to some issues. They picked up their pace real quick and stepped it up massively and very quickly took over their Lost Kingdom's Kingsland alongside their alliance mates in the light side. So in this video, we're going to follow what went on there, watch a few awesome rallies, enjoy some awesome action. So yeah, sit back, drop a like on the video, and let's go. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. The gates opened up, lag is all over the place, and purple team are out swinging as we try to record with this madness of lag and craziness. Lost Kingdom 35 is underway and 279 have a big task ahead of themselves. Before we start this video though, I'm a sponsored content creator by Rise of Kingdoms, and if you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel down below for daily Rise of Kingdoms content where we got some action and wars all over the place. I don't think this video we're gonna commentate too much. I wanna have you guys enjoy some awesome footage with some nice music in the background and all that good stuff, as 279 really made a very cool play. They overtook their Kingsland by a milestone, but they started off on the wrong foot. I believe this is due to lag more than anything else. I think that they had a really tough time getting out the gate with all the craziness that is the early stage of lag in this game mode. In Light and Darkness, the main battlefield is Kingsland, an area as big as a shoebox. And quite frankly, every time gates open up to here, it is not laggy, it is stupidly laggy. It is unplayable lag, and it's super tough, especially in this kind of Lost Kingdom where all the kingdoms are very active. So the Pokemon crew, PKMN, had their flag down here, and they were the first ones out the gate and getting here, and they hopped the wall, and all that was good and dandy. But with all the craziness of the lag that was going on, Purple managed to launch a rally on this flag and had such an overwhelming open field presence early on that the folks in green started off on the wrong foot. As a matter of fact, we usually say the first flag to burn is the toughest one. It's the one that everybody is holding, and it kind of sets the tone and pace for the rest of the fight. But in this case, the folks of Pokemon in green started taking a rally very early on, and this was not an Attel Takeda rally. Of course it wasn't an Attel Takeda rally, but there was no good garrison commander in here, which I know for a fact 279 have a better one than a Richard on the wall, but it was just too crazy to start off this with the crazy amounts of lag and people trying to get through the gates, swapping the gate between alliances, getting people in and all that. So this first rally was very successful, and it did set a little bit of an early tone for Purple. It gave them that extra motivation to keep going and that they have the momentum in their favor. But as you see, slowly and steadily, while the rally is indeed hitting and the open field is indeed full of purple guys either standing and ready to reinforce the rally or ready to go up on the open field, and much less of the green presence here, things started taking a turn for the worst as time went by. 279 is a kingdom that you really don't want to mess with. These guys are very tough, and the fact that they don't necessarily come out of the gate swinging, it doesn't mean that they don't have an avalanche still to come, and that's pretty much what happened. So in this first rally, fantastic play by the folks in purple. I forget which kingdom they are. My apologies to you guys. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll make sure to shout you guys out in the next video, as well as on stream when we talk about this video later today this week, 4 p.m. UTC on Wednesday. But anyway, this was a very successful first rally. It was a very good hit. I believe that's 362, right? That would make sense considering their name, 362V. Maybe that's who they are. I completely forget, or 352. I don't know. I completely forgot who they are, so apologies for that. That's the flag burning. 279 starting off on the wrong foot. The thumbnail, the thumbs up and the emotes are on their way. And Purple really thought Great start for us. Let's burn this flag and keep pushing. Lock them in their gate. The problem here was for green, if this flag did go down and purple managed to block them in, which they almost seem to have been able to do it for a little bit, then there was a big problem. Because this Kingsland is so small, and you cannot build fortresses inside Kingsland, what folks tend to do is they take the level 8 pass, they get through it, they drop a flag jumping the wall, they reinforce that flag until the flag is built, and then multiple alliances do that to hop the wall and essentially make it out to the field. The problem is, by doing that, you essentially only have one flag available, and that's what you're seeing here, the first layer of flags. If that flag gets burned and purple managed to block that with their own flag, that is one alliance completely locked out of Kingsland in terms of being able to put rallies out, to teleport cities out, so forth and so on. So a very early, strong push by purple could have been very, very deadly for 279. With 279, like, I know them to be able to do, they slowly and steadily shifted gears towards the higher gears, and more of 279 came out to the fight. Lost Kingdom 35 was one of the weirder ones. It's a group of kingdoms, and as you can see here, they were taking rallies all over the place. I mean, purple were no joke. The problem with this group is that this is the group that pioneered, quote unquote, light versus darkness. They are that small group of, like, I believe like 20 or 40-ish kingdoms that were the first group to try light versus darkness. And the bad part about this is that right now they're in deficit. Because what ended up happening is the front for the first few kingdoms, like Kingdom 59, for example, got a Season 3 that wasn't light versus darkness. And then Season 4 was light versus darkness. These guys are now on their 4th season of KVK, but their KVK is still ongoing. Now, they are a very small group, and after them, there is another set of Lost Kingdoms that is going on that is Season 3, I would assume. And so, what is going on and happening right now, and we can see it in other content creators that are just now starting their Year of the Crusade and whatnot, is that there's this group of like 40-ish kingdoms. Between the 279 being one of them, 307 being one of them, these guys being one of them, they're really stuck into fighting each other sort of like forever. There's not like a big pool of kingdoms where they'll meet newer imperiums, where they'll meet bigger kingdoms. And what ended up happening here is that there are two of the most notorious kingdoms in this game, 307 and 279, who are allied up on the lightness side. And then who do you put up against them? They did put up, I believe they're 407, LIIG, or I think they're 407. They're a really, really strong kingdom. They're a very, very strong kingdom. But they're going up against 307, which is a top 5 kingdom, 279, which is an Imperium kingdom with a lot of firepower, and they don't have that kind of a backup. In that group, there is nobody that can compare to 307. Nobody. Every single person, every single kingdom in that group is quite a lot of positions down when it comes to the Imperium ranks. So anyone who pairs up with 307 is going to have a very successful KVK as long as this group remains as small as it is. Now, it's not that 279 needed 307. The other way around, these guys kind of realize they're cool people and want to work together. So it's not that there was a need here, but when you take two very, very tenacious kingdoms, their allies participated, the folks in dots, the folks in orange, and it was baby blue, I believe. But I really didn't get to see much of them because green and blue, 307 and 279, just cleaned the table. Now, orange did come in to play against red of LIIG, and it was just like they cleaned up the house in this kingdom. This, as you can see, the folks of Elfam start coming out. Elfam is also 279, and they're just wrapping things up with this rally. They're just destroying this flag. There is plenty of open field presence for everybody in here, but Atel Takeda's rally does a break. They're not looking to take too many losses, unnecessary losses. They're going to keep grinding this flag down. And this is the kind of things I'm talking about. These guys continually grinded their enemies down. They went against pink. They went against purple. They burned everything along the way, and it was very, very quick. Within a matter of a few hours, things started to burn on the purple side. You can see now Pokemon have a couple of extra flags in here. The folks, I believe that's Elfam or TT, both had flags in there as well. Elfam continuing to rally forward. Anything that isn't burning is getting burned. And on the other side was 307 just going crazy, just doing their own thing. Everything burning at this stage. Green just pushing forward anywhere humanly possible. They're looking for any target to beat down, any kills to pick up, any troops to destroy. And 362, I think that's what it says. Okay, I can barely see with the size of it. Taking a TT rally by Sin of Pride and taking another TT rally right up there with Until Takeda, and a very interesting El Cid rally. But hey, I'm not questioning their methods at this stage. Whatever you feel like doing, you do. They are in such a huge lead that even if they decide to send an experimental rally, which I don't think this is, I think they're just trying to counter that Constantine Charles Martel. I think that's a Constantine. That's a Constantine and Charles Martel. Easy peasy. Those flags, I believe, will eventually burn. Well, they do eventually burn. I think these rallies are going to cancel out and restart, and they're just going to keep plowing through until they get all of these flags done. I do want to take a moment before we go into just enjoying the action and some music in the background too. I want to take a moment, and for the record, you can see the folks in purple just sending a rally out to flags. They didn't shy away from fighting back either, by the way. Very, very good stuff by purple and pink for really doing whatever they could to just hold. I am not a big fan of this game mode. You spend a very long time in this game mode pretty much farming barbarians and farming resources, and you'd think that Gekko farmer, like you guys like to call me, would love to farm, but I'm not a big fan of farming either, so I'm really useless overall. But regardless, you spend an awful lot of time gathering and preparing for this moment, for then lag to potentially be a huge problem, and alliance skills not potentially working due to lag, and very messy things happening all over the place. I'm not a big fan because this zone is way too small and it just can't handle the load that it takes to fight a proper fight in this small of a zone. And it's just how it is. I want to give you guys a small tip, those of you who survived in the video all the way to here, about light and darkness, because this one you guys need to know. If you want to have your skillful craftsman alliance skill work in Kingsland, my recommendation is as soon as the first level 8 pass drops, you trigger the skill. Whether your alliance took their pass or not, it's not the biggest of deals. The moment those gates all are taken and the marches start flooding and the lag becomes really bad, triggering an alliance skill might take a very long time to register. And I know a lot of people, including I believe 279 in the beginning of this, whose skill did not work, and some didn't work at all. For some it worked minutes later and it cost them all those minutes worth of the skill. My personal advice to you is lose 2 or 3 or even 5 minutes of that skill, but guarantee yourselves that it's triggered, and that way as soon as you have the pass, flags are out. Don't wait until you get the pass and everything happens, because if the other kingdoms around you take their passes first and start pushing in and the lag starts happening, you might get screwed out of skillful craftsmen altogether. Small tip for those of you still paying attention to this video and with us. Don't forget to drop a like on it, and of course subscribe to the channel down below. At this point, blue and green were next to pink, and I mean blue just took over, green taking over, and double triple rallies on flags. Pink doing whatever humanly possible to hold, HB doing everything in their power to hold, purple doing everything in their power to hold. Pink were the ones who really held the longest. Purple got pushed back fairly quickly, but pink taking doubles and triples, and all of these HB guys, shout out to the folks of HB, really strong alliance. The whole guys and all of the folks in pink here, very strong kingdom and alliances in here. They held doubles and triples like this for quite a while, but holding a triple rally in terms of gains versus losses is just a lost game. The biggest players will tell you, and from experience, that they manage to hold by themselves single and double rallies. But once you're trying to hold a triple rally holds are just impossible. Triple rally holds are just impossible. And even though HB sent the counter rallies on the rallies and did everything they could to get rid of the triple rallies, it's just not worth taking. And the biggest problem is once you get into this spot, and this is a spot that's really tough, it's the only real way to get away from this is to stop the triple rally from being possible. And the only way you stop a triple rally from being possible is by burning someone else's flag, which means now you're not only on the defense, you got to be on the offense somewhere else. HB triple counter rallies on the triple rallies, doing everything humanly possible to hold. It was just not enough. At this point, I'm going to leave you guys with the one report that I did remember to include in here, because we got a ton of reports which we watched on stream while we watched this Lost Kingdom. If you guys want to go check that out, carded up on the top right, and as well as on the video, on the channel, you have all of our VODs of the streams. We looked at a ton of reports. We have one small one that I still had here. This was an HB flag going ham. And CB, I believe this is a triple rally on this flag. Really torturous stuff. That's what we were just watching. I'll leave you guys with some extra awesome content of these guys just smashing stuff. Rallies all over the place. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it informative, helpful, useful. Things are a little bit on the up and down in terms of my personal job, on the main job. And that's why you're seeing a little bit of a delay on the videos, a little bit of a situation there. We're trying to get that sorted out after a week worth of being off of work. Turns out that when you take vacation and you're someone who apparently has a role to play in your team, then nobody else picks up that role. And then you got a week worth of stuff to make up. So we're working on it, but for now, I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Appreciate every one of you. Drop the like, subscribe to the channel, support the channel in any shape or form, join our Discord down below, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Enjoy the rest of this madness and take care. Peace.